Okay, lots of game balls, lots of memorabilia. That's why this stuff needs a home. I mean, I'd like you to live forever, but in reality, none of us do. So please, let's find a building to put this stuff and to continue to carry on the great legacy of the winningest coach in the history of the WPIL, Mr. Jim Render. And you can find me. I'd be more than willing to help out any way I can. Let's just talk about your time as a coach and going back to your youth growing up in Ohio. When did you first start to realize, not for the love of the game, we knew that you loved the game, but you just thought maybe, okay, if I can't play it, maybe I can coach it. When did that happen?
Well, that's an interesting. I had an uncle who was a football coach. He coached with Bill Belichick's dad, Steve Belichick.
Right.
They coached together at Vanderbilt. And the coach at Vanderbilt at the time was a guy by the name of Bill Edwards, who later on was my college coach at Wittenberg. Bill Belichick is named after Bill Edwards, and Bill Edwards is his godfather. And I used to know Steve Belichick. I've never met Bill. I'd like to meet Bill. But
Me too.
So anyhow, my uncle was an influence on me at a very young age. You know, he also, you might find this interesting, he also was the head football coach at Elyria High School. Elyria High School.
I know it well.
And he had a young man that later won the Heisman Trophy by the name of Vic Janowitz.
No kidding.
So my memory of football and All-Americans and so forth goes back a long way. So I always had designs to be a football coach. It just didn't happen one day. It was kind of in the works.
So you ended up in East Liverpool for a while. That's kind of our connection early on, down there on that staff with East Liverpool, very young man. Then you start making the next step, Uniontown and Upper St. Clair. But when I look at your body of work and 406 wins, which even Bill Cherpek, who's really been doing incredible things at TJ, it's going to be hard for anybody to catch that. But that's neither here nor there. You really are loyal. I mean, you stay with some programs, not through lean years, but when it could have been an opportunity, you coming off a sensational year, you could have wrote the golden ticket. So why stay the course for so long? And not to say that it didn't end up well, but you've been loyal your whole career, especially with Upper St. Clair.
Well, I did have a chance to.
Tell me where. Who offered you a job? I want to know. Come on.
I'm ashamed to say.
No, tell me.
New Mexico State.
Really?
Well,
Where Po James
a friend
went.
of mine that was on the staff at East Liverpool later became the head coach at New Mexico State. So.
You ever regret that?
No.
No?
No. I mean, Upper St. Clair, if you're going to be a high school coach, Upper St. Clair's
Great community.
a pretty neat place.
Mr. Junko, still there.
So they, I met a lot of great kids. A lot of them played for me. A lot of great friends that still exist in Upper St. Clair. So that's just the way it is.
You realize, because of the largeness of football now, on the epic scale that it is across the state, especially WPIL championship action that we're going to have tomorrow, semifinal action, then of course next Friday, all of them are going to be as well on KDK. But a state championship, it's a big deal now. I mean, big market, television, radio, everything. It's huge. You really, and some of the coaches I mentioned earlier, the Jack McCurrys and the Novaks and all of them, were the ones that I think were the reason why it's become such a big deal, because you guys really wanted to achieve perfection, and you made it an event to where the communities wanted to be a part of it on Friday night. Friday Night Lights didn't have the same shine until all of you guys came along. I think it's one of the reasons why it's such a big ticket item today. Don't you see the timeline? Think about it.
Well, there was some pretty good people ahead of me, like Art Bernardi and
Larry Bruno, all these
Larry
guys.
Bruno, and the name's slipping me at Newcastle.
Lindy.
Lindy Laurel.
Right.
And I got to tell you a quick story.
Go ahead.
We were scouting one Saturday afternoon when my first year at Upper St. Clair.
Right.
And I'm going up the bleachers, and Don Yaness is standing there.
Another legend.
Talking to Lindy Laurel. And I had a little golf shirt on that said Upper St. Clair, you know. And Don says, "Have you ever met Lindy Lauro?" No. "Nice to meet you, Coach. I've heard a lot about you." And he looks up at me. He's sitting down. He looks up at me and he says, "You must be pretty good." I says, "Me? I'm the new guy. I'm the young guy on the block." He says, "No, you got to be good." I said, "Why do you say that?" He says, "Because you're telling everybody here who you are. You got Upper St. Clair rated on your shirt." Now that was in 1979. I never wore an Upper St. Clair shirt to another game throughout the rest of my career, unless we were playing, you know. But
Listen, I just want to add, the day after Thanksgiving, I'm going to be doing the Big K Morning Show, leading into all of the WPIO Championship action, thanks to the Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine Division, of course, Dr. Mayo. 6 o'clock, Gino DeMarco, Geneva, is going to kind of kick it off just to talk about the significance of the day. But I'm going to have a lot of incredible people joining me, including Tom Nola, who coached for Clareton many, many years, had a successful career. Georgie Novak, Bobby Palco, he's going to be there. Don Yanez is going to be there. So we're going to kind of be the studio warm-up for the big day. But as you look back at all the memorabilia and all the moments in your career, certain things that just kind of stand out that you still look at today here in your humble dwellings with your wife and say, "Boy, that was a special time."
well, there's a ball up there from the Newcastle game.
I see it up there, 26-22.
We beat them at Lindy's place.
Was Lindy the coach?
Yeah, that was quite a night. You know?
You really love that guy, huh?
Well,
I get it.
He was a standard bearer back then. You know, he and Art Bernardi.
You realize there's coaches that feel the same way about you, watching this right now.
No,
Yeah, up like Bill Chirpak. Oh yeah, the one I'm going to go visit here in a couple of moments, Mr. Plack, Mr. Ladon.
look at
Art
Chirpak's
Walker Jr.
accomplishments.
Yeah, I know. But let me just
How
remind
many
you.
state championships or
Listen, he's done it all. To give you an
That's
idea,
right.
out of 28 years, he missed the semis this year, but 25 of those he's been in the semifinals of the WPIL. And Bill Fralick, by the way, his dear friend at Pitt, one of my all-time favorites, the Bill Fralick Award is going to be handed out, and the lineman may be the recipient, that young man out there at Pine Richland. So it's just, I love football. I love high school football. But I'm telling you, the reason why it's such a big deal is because of what you all did during your time coming
Well,
through.
we had some, you know, the Jack McCurry's, Don Yanez's,
Why are you
George
so?
Novak. You know,
Why are you so close to Don Yanez? What? You guys had some classic moments too, but why are you like kindred spirits? What's up with that?
well, I don't know. We became friends. You know, then we both retired. You know about that luncheon Bill Priatko has every
Yeah.
summer, and we all congregate over there. And yeah, I've gotten to know those guys.
Yeah, and you also have a 3-time Super Bowl champion, John Banaszak, living right next door. Life's pretty good for you.
Yeah, he's a lucky guy.
He is a lucky guy. But last thing, Jim Render, thank you so much. And again, don't forget, it's 4A semifinal action tonight, Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine, Friday night game of the week, Montour McKeesport. Then tomorrow, championship action, 5A and 6A, noon and 6 o'clock respectively, Pine, Richland, Peters Township, and Central Catholic and North Allegheny. And then the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. All of those coaches from Saturday's action will join me right after local news at 11. I'm just an announcer. That's all I am, and that's all I ever will be. And I did it for 20 years, and I got to tell you, when it's raining, it's November, it's a Friday, I miss it. Do you miss it?
Well, you can't be as competitive as what a head football coach is
Yes.
and do it as long as I did it, and then not miss some of the Friday night action.
It just, I don't know, it gets in your soul. Today with the rain coming down, thinking about football over the next couple of days, you're just looking for a set of bleachers to climb and like going to heaven, you know, to get to that press box. I love you, you're the best, and we're going to do this
You're
again.
the best. Look at all you've done for high school.
I know, I got to be
Football.
crazy, but I love it. I just love it. And we have the best crew. As a fan, what they are doing at KDKA, man, if I would have been a kid and that would have been on the radio when I was a kid, I'd have been walking around like these young people with their Odyssey app on their phones. I mean, you see our social media, thousands of views. People just love this stuff. It makes me feel good.
Why doesn't KDKA put you
No.
at the game?
No. Don't give them any other ideas. I'm fine just where I'm at. But I just like paying it forward, and I love my friend Pat DeMeo because he's always been there for us. And I love the crew at Odyssey, truly second to none. And of course, Joe Dantisi, my late friend, whose birthday would have been today at the age of 81, was the reason why we have a chance to talk sports. And he did television with me for years too, always letting me promote high school sports, and I'll never forget him for that. I'll talk to you soon.
I hope so.
Have a great day, everybody.